You'll never get promoted by coaching your employees. You need to coach your boss. I've spent 13 years managing teams, and now as a director, I know the fastest way to a promotion is by doing 3 simple steps, including coaching your boss to advocate for you when it counts. So in this video, I'm going to show you these 3 easy steps you need to take to get promoted and turn your boss into your biggest supporter. But before your boss can speak up for you, there's a massive mistake you need to address immediately. Without fixing this, your boss will never back you for your promotion. So what step do you need to take to make sure that they do that? Well, the best way to explain this is by looking at a mistake we've all made at some point with our significant other. You ever try to do something nice for your lady and it still misses? You decide to surprise her with dinner and some delicious tacos because you've been craving them all week. And they hit you with a, "Oh, thanks babe, but I was craving sushi." It's okay though, tacos are fine. You realize you never asked them what they wanted for dinner. You just assumed. And now you're standing there holding this delicious meal and it still feels like a miss. Well, that's what it's like at work when you grind hard on the wrong thing. Effort doesn't impress your boss, alignment does. So to make sure that your boss sings your praises during promotion time, it's critical that you get on the same page with them as often as you can. So how do you do that? Here's how to stop doing great work that no one notices and start showing up like you're always one step ahead. Step number 1, ask your boss this simple question. What are the top 2 or 3 priorities this quarter? Not goals, not tasks, just what do they actually care about? And then step 2, link your work directly to those priorities. Before you take on anything big, ask, how does this help them hit their goal faster, cheaper, or better? If it doesn't, then you're just making tacos when they wanted sushi. And then step 3, change how you update them. No long emails, no status reports. Just say what you did, what it fixed or moved, which of their priorities it helped. Simple. For example, you're just going to say something like, "Hey, I cleaned up the onboarding doc, I shaved 2 days off of the training time, and that hopefully will help you with your Q2 goal of faster hiring." And then step 4, just make it a weekly habit. Every Friday, send a short update like, "Hey, quick recap, here's how I moved this priority and this priority this week." Keep it under 5 sentences and let them connect the dots up the chain. That's how you stop being just useful and start being seen as someone who helps them win. And if you're ready to start winning at work, hit subscribe. But even if you're aligned with their goals, that doesn't actually mean they'll go to bat for you. Because when it's time to advocate for your promotion, most bosses hit a wall because of this massive roadblock that can quietly prevent your promotion. So how do you fix this mistake? I see most managers doing this without even realizing it, but when I help them fix it, they're amazed at how quickly it can change things. Well, to explain how this works, I want you to try to sing the song "Smells Like Teen Spirit" by Nirvana. You probably can't, can you? You remember the tune and you kind of know the words, but despite that being one of the biggest songs of the 90s and over 1 billion views on YouTube, most people don't actually know the words, except for Steve out there who's still singing the song right now to spite me. But my point is, that's exactly what it's like for your boss when promotion time comes around and you didn't coach them on how to speak about you. Without feeding them the clear and easy to remember words to get you promoted, you're just hoping for the best, and you want to put that control in your own hands. So how can you do that? Here's how to make sure your boss can actually advocate for you when it counts. Step number 1, start creating repeatable wins. Every time you finish something valuable, boil it down to a one-liner they can use. Think something along the lines of, "He cut onboarding time by 40%. Or "He saved us $20K on vendor costs." Or maybe, "He got 2 teams aligned in 1 week that were struggling for months." No fluff, no backstory, just results they can drop into a meeting. And then step number 2, make it stupid simple to share. Use formats your boss already look at. Remember that weekly recap I told you to do earlier? That's where this comes into play. Put those one-liners up top. Think headlines, not paragraphs. Then step number 3, tie every win to a business result. Don't just say what you did, say why it mattered. Faster rollouts, more revenue, or less chaos between teams. Step number 4, repeat every week. Repetition builds memory, memory builds advocacy. And when your name comes up in the room, you want your boss to say, "Oh, easy, that's the guy that saved us $20K in quarter 2. And that's how you become the obvious person for the next promotion. But even with all that, it might not still be enough. Because if you're not doing this last critical move, the promotion still won't happen. And most managers never even think to do this. So, what is the most important step to getting your boss to promote you? Well, a great example of this is what I did to become a manager in the first place. Back when I was an assistant manager, I made one decision. I was going to take as much off my manager's plate as possible. Anytime someone tried to bring him a problem, if it was a scheduling issue, team drama, random process questions, I'd step in and handle it if I could. I didn't ask for credit. I didn't wait to be told. I just made his job easier. And over time, he stopped treating me like an assistant and he started trusting me like a peer. Because I wasn't just doing my job, I was doing a part of his. And that's what leaders notice. Not the person who follows instructions, but the one who removes friction without being asked. I think what most managers do wrong is they make the mistake of staying in their lane. They wait for permission. They solve what's given, but not what's needed. You need to make sure you take as much off your boss's plate as possible. So how do you do this? Here's something you can actually do this week that will instantly shift how your boss sees you. First, ask them one simple question. Is there anything you're dealing with this week that I could take off your hands? No pitch, no pressure, just a calm signal. I'm ready for more. Be aggressive with this. You should be known to your boss as the give me more guy. Next, listen for anything that sounds annoying, repetitive, or messy. That's when you step in, not to do the busy work, but to figure out a way to remove the friction. And then from there, pick one thing they usually have to handle and just own it. Don't wait for any sort of instructions, just take the lead and show initiative. And then finally, when you follow up with it, keep it short and result focused. Hey boss, I got it handled. Here's what I changed so it won't bounce back to you again. And that's how you stop being seen as someone who needs direction and start being seen as someone who can actually lead. But even when you've managed your boss perfectly, there's still one thing you're probably doing every single day with your employees that quietly holds you back from your promotion. You're trying too hard to be fair with employees. So go watch this video next and I'll show you why fairness is costing you your next promotion and exactly what to do instead.